The PACE report is one of the class reports available to educators through a Zearn Math Teacher account. This video will provide a detailed walkthrough of all of the data and insights in the report. Teachers can use the PACE report to monitor 1st through 5th grade students' progress towards weekly learning goals and identify students who may need extra support or extra digital time during a flex day. Before we get started, it's important to note that classrooms should aim for students to complete 4 independent digital lessons each week to stay on track to complete grade-level content. This report helps teachers understand and support students' progress toward that goal each week. Let's dive in. The graph at the top of the report shows a classroom summary for the last 4 weeks. Each bar shows lesson completion data for a specific week, with the current week shown in the farthest right bar. Colors correspond to how close students are to meeting their 4-lesson goal for the week. Green represents the percentage of students who finished 4 or more lessons, yellow for 2 to 3 lessons, and red for 1 or fewer lessons. Clicking on any part of a bar brings up a detailed view of the students who make up that specific section, how many lessons each student completed, and how much time they spent working on digital lessons that week. If a bar contains a gray portion, that indicates the percentage of students who weren't active on Zearn during that week, meaning they didn't log in. By default, the graph shows data for the most recent 4 weeks. Clicking on this arrow allows you to scroll back to earlier weeks in the school year. The PACE report also includes a table of data for each individual student in the class. The shaded columns to the right of each student's name show the number of digital lessons completed each of the past 4 weeks, including the current week. For example, we can see that for the current week, this student has completed 2 independent digital lessons. The table can be sorted by clicking on any column header. Sorting by current week can help quickly identify which students may need more time or support to meet the 4-lesson completion goal. Students shaded in red and yellow who have completed fewer than 4 lessons will appear at the top. Teachers can use this data to help inform weekly instruction, celebrate students' hard work, and plan flex days that give all students the time they need to meet weekly learning goals. Clicking on a specific cell in the table brings up even more detail. Now we can see which specific lessons the student completed and when, as well as how much time they spent working on digital lessons that week. The next column shows what lesson the student is currently assigned to. If you see an asterisk next to a lesson in this column, that indicates the student has been working on previous content through their My Stuff feed, as opposed to their currently assigned digital lesson. Clicking on these cells brings up data on the name and focus of the assigned lesson, as well as the completion status of each individual activity within the independent digital lesson. The final columns provide more data showing how many total badges a student has earned, how many bonuses the student has completed, and the date the student last logged into their Zearn account. Visit the Zearn Help Center to learn more.